But I want you to know that there is so much power in embracing change and how change and balance go hand in hand. And I'm going to let my wigs tell you why. Hey, beautiful people. My name is Shemeka Wright, and I am your self care advocate. Welcome to another episode of Balanced Life. So, today's topic is change. And I know that that is something that we are all too familiar with, and a lot of us don't like it because it can be scary, right? But I want you to know that there is so much power in embracing change and how change and balance go hand in hand. And I'm going to let my wigs tell you why. But before we do, I want to let you know that this week's episode is sponsored by BU Candles. Our candle of the week is Nature Grove. So if you like earthy tones, grounded tones, this candle is for you. There is bamboo here. There is cherry blossom. We also have some wood and ozone notes. If you have tried this candle, please drop in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you have not, I will give a link in the description and you can check it out for yourself. So, my wigs are the reason why we are on the topic of change. I know. As I was deciding what hair it was that I was going to wear for this episode, I was like, what goes with change? And I'm like, I go with change. So last week, if you saw last week's episode, you know that my hair looked totally different. And I must warn you that it does not matter what the week is, my hair will probably change. It's still me. Don't run away. Don't unsubscribe. Don't leave. It's still me. I just love the versatility, the cut, the color. And I love to be able to do all of this, have protective style, and not be able to damage my own hair, but be able to showcase my personality. And that helps me feel balanced inside. Because one day I can go from being a blonde curly to a ombre 14-inch length to a tight curl to an afro. And it's so much fun for me. It's so freeing for me. And you too can find that in something that you have interest in. So let me know, is there something that you do already that it's just that little bump for you that makes you feel, feels a little good, and you're like, you know what, in this moment when I do this thing, this brings me balance, I feel fulfilled, it makes me happy. So like wigs for me, they are one of those things where depending on what my mood is or where it is that I'm going or something that I'm wearing, I love to put on a hair that complements my outfit. It's one of those things that's been so fun for me from the point where I was a little girl and I used to wear yellow towels on my head, even though my sisters would pick with me terribly. But I would wear yellow towels on my head because I just like just to have fun. I love the dress up of it all. So when we're thinking about balance and we're thinking about change, that's how it ties into each other. Because let's be real, balance is about harmony, right? Not standing still. Change does not stand still. It's something that we have no control over it. The more that we learn how to adapt to the change, the easier it is for us to manage whatever it is that we are dealing with at the time. Because change and balance is not about resisting each other. It's about learning how to maneuver in the change in order to help you find balance. So as you're going through that struggle of trying to get to how is it that I can get there, you may feel that overwhelm, right? You may feel that stress. You may feel like, okay, this is too much for me to handle. I'd rather just keep everything exactly the way it is because I don't know. It's that unknown. I don't know what that other thing is. But if you can step back in the situation that you are in right now, how it is that you're handling things, are you feeling your best? Drop a comment. Let me know how it is that you are managing things right now. Are you feeling your best? Your body is going to tell you whether or not the things that you are dealing with, managing, how you're handling it, if you sit still long enough to listen, it will tell you whether or not those things are good for you or not. The problem is that we sometimes will sit in that discomfort just because that's the evil that we know, you know? But sometimes the blessing that we need is on the other side. You don't get comfortable in saying, okay, well, the time can be hard. I can't have my balance. I cannot, I cannot. You have to stop telling yourself no. This is an example of you not doing things for yourself to help yourself find that balance and maneuver with that change for things that make you feel best, because you're in a position of telling other people yes while you're telling yourself no. And if that hit you, then it applies. That means that take a moment and think about that. So then ask yourself, what is something that I can do right now that can help me start getting a little balance? What's one thing that I can do? If you're not ready, ask yourself this question: what am I resisting that I'm not allowing for that change to happen? Either way, you're going to come up with an epiphany. You're going to come up with some realization of something that you are or are not doing, can or can be doing in your life right now. And it can start with something as small as your hair. Don't try and take it so big. You don't have to do that. It can start with something as small as your hair. So, how can you embrace change without feeling overwhelmed? I have 3 tips for you. One, start small. Don't try and take on more than you can chew. It's a life change, people. Start small. Let it be something as simple as, you know what? I want new hair. Start small. It is the little things that accumulate together that turns into the big thing and becomes your overall life. Number 2, be flexible. Life is still going to be life, in whether or not you're trying to do these adjustments with your life or not. So just be flexible. Allow for yourself to, hey, this was an opportunity. I was supposed to be able to get some balance in, and I was supposed to be able to adapt to change. Yeah, I didn't really do as well as I was supposed to do at this time. So I'm gonna get back on the wagon and I'm gonna try it again. Be flexible. Life is still happening. That is to be understood, and that is to be embraced. So understand, as long as you don't quit, you are still on your journey. Keep that in mind. And number 3, trust yourself. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your own best friend. You have to be your number one fan, your number one supporter. You need to be stroking the hell out of that ego. You have to trust yourself. You know that in so many situations in your life that if you don't get it done, and it doesn't get done. So why don't you feel that same way about yourself? Trust yourself. So your 3 tips to embracing change: start small, be flexible, and trust yourself. Let me know in the comments which one of these resonates with you the most. And if one of them resonates with you to a point where you're like, hey, I think I can do better, I definitely want to know that too. Drop a comment and let me know. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. And remember that change doesn't have to be scary. It can be the thing that brings the balance and joy to your life. And it can start with something small, like changing a habit or changing your hair. And just those little things will keep balance happening in your life. So before you go, I want you to make sure you hit that thumbs up, turn on the notifications, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, share this with someone who needs to know that change is good. It is helpful. It is going to help you get the balance that you have in your life. And I want to keep the conversation going. So make sure that you are dropping me some comments and letting me know what's that small thing in your life that you know you can make a change that can help you get balanced. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay balanced.